Okay, there's nothing else down here for us, so let's go back up. Okay. Oh, that must be Mr. Delilah, because it says Mr. Delilah. Mr. Delilah looks small and tough, with an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he feels his reflexes are slowing him down. Mr. Delilah? We have business to discuss. What business? I got a business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed. At the moment of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late. My client is getting anxious. Where is she? She's downstairs in the med bay. Got her arm torn off on the job. No kidding. Well, whatever. She's tough. So who are you two? The guys that got your goods. What difference does it make? Don't make no difference to me. Where's the stones? Give him all the stones. You fucking don't go for the double cross. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye. Moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones, he stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. Pockets it. Okay, you done good, but you're late. Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Deal! Mr. Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of his own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, come to me, I'll set you up. Dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I know a fence for those gems. Van Goss, follow me. I fucking know who Van Goss is, Paco, you little shit. Van Goss is fiddling with his cyber eye while noodling over his PA. Still back, still busy. What's your story? Charisma, I can see you're a busy man. That's right, and... So I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. Rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. You hear the servos in Van Grass's cyber eye whir as a magnifying lens slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Where'd you get this Drek? A gumball machine? Give you 1,000 for him. I thought you said you were a busy man. I am. Then why are you wasting our time with this little dance? 1,500 and it's done. Deal. Done. Give me a cred stick. Got a whole bunch of money and nothing to spend it on. Mrs. Cole. Whoa. They got a new bartender. Good for her. How else may I be of service? You mentioned Coyote's crusade. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royale but managed to escape that life. However, apparently her cousin was not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote's been tearing her way through the chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-woman cleanup crew. If you don't mind, how did you get involved in all this? I am a former runner. Now I provide a safe haven and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Any Johnsons or fixers? In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Mr. Van Grass. He's often stage side. Van Grass is most often a receiver of found articles, but occasionally he has work. Is Mr. Delilah here? Yes, Mr. Delilah in the back bar. That's usually where he does business. Fucking farewell. Sayonara, if you will. Okay. Mr. Delilah must have work for us, because there's nothing else we can do. Oh, he totally has work for us. We're done for now, Buzz. Oh, well, that fucking backfired. Check our PDA. Return to Coyote. Well, mystery solved. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load up and watch them with me? I found something in the bunk Sam was using. Great, what was it? A photo. Did you know Sam had a twin sister? Yeah, I did. He mentioned it once or twice. It didn't sound like they got along that well. He was rambling on about it the last time I saw him. By that point he was completely gone. I really couldn't follow what he was saying. But he sounded miserable. You're calm like chips. And the screen shows John Dresden, the court of organized. He doesn't look happy. Dresden, you old bonesaw. Good to hear from you. Hey, Phineas, I gotta talk fast. Looks like the Ripper got another one. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility on the docks. You there now? Yeah, you'd better get here quick before McCluskey arrives. Fucking deal. Image on your PDA dissolves and the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? Docs, gotta go? Okay, listen. I want to help. You dragged me out of Royale before something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. Take a cab to the NTSB warehouse. NSTB warehouse, my mistake. Is that fucking piece of shit Paco coming with me? No. I got work, Dresden. Got some runners for me? Sorry, Delilah. We're done, Buzz. Call the old... That's a fucking sweet cab machine. Take a cab to the South Seattle docks? You fucking better believe it. Leaving the Seamstresses Union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with this latest victim, left some useful evidence. Only one way to find out. South Seattle is your typical industrial area, grit, grime, gray. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mixed with abandoned wooden pallets repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collects in the gutters of the broken down streets. Disreputable is this district's middle name. Your destination, the National Transportation Safety Board warehouse, is located on a small strip of dock towards the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. A streetwalker. Well, hello. Hey, looking for a good time? Know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. Well. What do we got? Nothing. An old Cessna? Gotta get through that gate. Halt. The guard looks bored, toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you're about to trespass on corporate property. You looking to get dusted, Streetcum? I'm working with the coroner, Bronze. Open the gate. Sure you are, and I'm Lawford. King of the Dragons. Beat it. Did you just fucking excuse me, son? Not cool. How am I gonna get in there? Oh, what's this? Hey, it's mine! Who raised you? Pack of wolves? That their ladder's rightfully mine. I'm not taking it for I just need a little boost over the fence. Oh, you're breaking into the NTSB warehouse too. If you see any airplane blankets or pillows, snag me one. Now, where do I put it so that fucking guy doesn't shoot me in the head? Maybe over here? Not allowed to walk over there. Where the hell do you use that ladder? Do you still want to talk to me, street hooker? Hey, you looking for a good time? Not me, a friend of mine. I need you to have some fun with the guard by the fence around the corner. She looks at you knowingly. Alright, 20 bucks buys you a 5-minute distraction, then I've got to get back to work and earn some real new yen. Thank you, young lady. Where'd she go? That's a big gun you have there. Standard issue, ma'am. There's where the ladder goes. We are in. $20 million though. Ooh, a helicopter and some shit to steal. Phosphorus grenade, nice. A concussion grenade. Send it to stash. Wish my inventory was a little bigger. It's probably in my body stats or strength or something. I don't think there's anything over here. Let's just head on in. You were about to transition to a new location. Continue? You fucking betcha. The warehouse. Inside the large gray warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. Speak with Sergeant Aguirre. Oh, fuck, is that McCluskey? You again. How'd you find out about this murder? The press hasn't even picked it up yet. I read some tea leaves. Magic's real, you know. Check the attitude at the door, punk. Lone Star still has jurisdiction on the crime scene. We've gone through the researcher's computer, and I have suspicions that this is a copycat crime. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try and determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of the highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer, and this case notes indicated he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. It's because scientists don't make good criminals. Tell me about it. Some runner like you probably opted to cover up his Corp Master's involvement, tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself. Oh, Dresden's here. Phineas! Still working for the dead man. As you can see, we've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like his business is good for Dialamorg these days. Yes, indeed. The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. Not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell you, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Nice hole where his chest was, so what's on the butcher's shopping list? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just have been eviscerated within the chest cavity. How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? Seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I am inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, sir? I don't think Aguirre's offer salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. It sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage to the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just a coincidence. This is the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who's that woman? No clue, she just showed up. Alright, I'm gonna go take a look around. That's a Native American name for sure. Shannon Half-Sky. You're not a cop? She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? The suspicion in her voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. I can tell you're used to shouldering a heavy burden, but there's gotta be an easier way. She looks at you, the flattery largely failing to affect her, given the circumstances, but then inspiration dispels the dark cloud surrounding her. Perhaps. My brother's spirit is too weak, that's a given. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? I'm a shaman. This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard, and I think that they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of this place. If you find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2. I'll fucking do what I can. It's better pay off. Find 2 haunted objects. It's through this door. Clues. Oh. There is a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Dig through the shoe pile. Find nothing interesting about the shoes. Can I open that door? No, it's just for show. I like that though. I like that I can't go everywhere. It's a little streamlined. Spooky skull. You can feel the wild spirit within this object. You'll only be able to control it for a moment, but it's enough time to open the locked door from the other side. Release the spirit. Thank you. Oh, I saw treasure here. It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Dig through the trash. A sticky substance of some sort seemed to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered in the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Inspect the earring. The earring is made out of burnished steel formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the earring. Check the lunchbox. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll in the front. Cred stick. Oh, it has money. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slide it into your PDA and 200 million is added to your account. Just walk away. A magnetic screwdriver. I can only imagine that screwdriver is going to come in handy because you had to be a shaman to get into this room. What do we got over here? That's just a bathroom with nothing for a while. You don't need to go right now. The old poster depicts a svelte young woman posing with an assault rifle. Sure, why not? What do you got for me? The computer is locked with a 2-factor encryption key. Send a dummy token upstream and packet sniff what returns. Fuck you, Deckers. The password is Jellybean. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Inspect the toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your head stands on end. And when you take it off its little shelf. Your heart thumps in your chest hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Let's head on back then. Not 100% sure how to make your guy run. I totally got him. Feels as though you found the objects, because they're right here. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a while. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all that I need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Oh, it's fucking McCluskey. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene officer, not some Shalley's drum circle. That's her brother. Makes it her business. No, that's a corpse, which makes it my business. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. Internal affairs, I'm sure they'd love to talk to you. They're just shit-talking each other. Shannon Hapsky. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you're able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they're anchored. We need to get back in there. Rent-a-cops like these won't tie up the place for long. Agreed. I expect it'll be clear by nightfall. You sure you're up for this? As long as you can deliver and make it worth my while. Don't worry, I always follow through. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find those kinds of people. Just smile. Good. I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled million from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. Return to the Union. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. Hoy, Phineas. You in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by a Lone Star. Same old thing. I hear ya. Her jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushers like Stevie J ran the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. Get to it. Sorry. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. We hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting at BTL Labs ever since trying to find him. I'm guessing you have a new lead. It's not a lead. Her face lights up. She's running hot. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. You know the deal, Coyote. I work, I get paid. I got nothing, man. Call it a favor? Oh, fucking I'm in the middle of this Ripper thing, which pays 100,000 new yen. There might be some fucking free shit. Maybe there's a way for me to come out ahead anyways. Thanks, I'll send you the address. See you soon. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco on a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word. As the three of you weave your way through the tenements, she walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of the building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb towards the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder.